Why drinking water right before bed is dangerous after age 60. Here's a habit that millions of well-meaning people over 60 practice every single night, believing it's purely healthy, and the timing of it may be working against them in ways they've never considered. I'm Dr. Eleanor Hayes, an internal medicine physician, and in over 20 years of practice, I've had countless conversations with patients who do everything right during the day. They hydrate well, they eat sensibly, they exercise, and then undo some of that good work in the final hour before bed without realizing it. Let me be clear from the start, water is not the enemy here. Staying well hydrated is one of the most important things you can do for your health after 60, and I never want anyone walking away from this video afraid to drink water. This video is about timing, not danger from water itself. Here's the concept I want you to carry through everything we discussed today. I call it the evening wind-down window, roughly the 2 hours before you go to sleep. During this window, your body is preparing for an entirely different set of internal processes than it uses during the day. Hormone levels shift, kidney filtration patterns change, your nervous system begins transitioning toward rest. What you do during this window has an outsized effect on the quality of your sleep and, over time, on your cardiovascular and metabolic health. Let's walk through why the timing of your last glass of water matters more after 60 than it did at 40. Number 1. Your kidneys process fluid differently at night than they do during the day, and that difference becomes more pronounced with age. Most people assume their kidneys work the same way around the clock. They don't. In a healthy younger body, a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, rises in the evening and concentrates urine overnight, reducing how much you need to urinate while sleeping. This is part of why most younger adults can sleep 8 hours without waking for the bathroom. Here's what changes with age. Research shows that the natural evening rise in ADH often blunts as we get older. The kidneys continue producing urine at a more daytime-like rate, even at night. So when you drink a full glass of water right before bed, your kidneys may not concentrate that fluid the way they would have decades earlier. The result is straightforward: more urine production during the hours you're trying to sleep. The real-life impact is something almost every one of my patients over 65 has experienced. They drink water before bed out of habit, fall asleep fine, and then wake at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes both, needing the bathroom. Each waking disrupts the deeper stages of sleep, and over time, fragmented sleep has its own cascade of effects on blood pressure, blood sugar regulation, and next-day cognitive function. Number 2, frequent nighttime waking does more than just interrupt sleep. It interrupts a critical repair process. Stay with me, this is the part most people have never had explained to them. The deepest stages of sleep, particularly what's called slow-wave sleep, are when your body does much of its physical repair work. Growth hormone is released, tissue repair happens, and the brain clears out metabolic waste products that accumulate during waking hours through a system researchers call the glymphatic system. Here's the problem. Slow-wave sleep tends to concentrate in the first half of the night. If you're waking up for a bathroom trip an hour or two after falling asleep, you may be interrupting exactly the window when this restorative work is happening most intensely. Falling back asleep afterward doesn't fully recapture what was lost because the body doesn't simply pick back up where it left off. Picture someone who drinks a large glass of water right at bedtime, falls asleep quickly, and then wakes 90 minutes later for the bathroom. They may get a full 8 hours of total sleep time on paper, but the quality of that sleep, particularly the restorative deep stages, can be measurably reduced compared to an uninterrupted night. Number 3. For some people, nighttime fluid intake interacts with cardiovascular conditions in ways worth understanding. Here's what most doctors don't have time to explain in a routine visit. For people with certain heart conditions, particularly heart failure, the body's ability to manage fluid shifts overnight is already compromised. When lying flat, fluid that is pooled in the legs during the day redistributes toward the central circulation and the kidneys. Combined with a large volume of water consumed right before lying down, this can place additional temporary strain on a heart that's already working harder than it should. I want to be precise here, because this point applies specifically to people with diagnosed heart failure or significant fluid-related cardiovascular conditions, not to the general population. If you fall into that category, your doctor has likely already given you specific guidance about evening fluid intake, and that guidance should always take priority over anything general I say in a video like this. For people without those specific conditions, this mechanism is far less relevant. But it's worth knowing about, because it explains why some doctors give very specific fluid timing instructions to certain patients and not others. Number 4. Reflux and nighttime fluid don't mix well for a surprising number of people over 60. This one connects to something many people experience but rarely trace back to its actual cause. Acid reflux becomes more common with age, partly due to changes in the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscle that keeps stomach contents where they belong. When you lie down shortly after drinking a large volume of fluid, especially combined with a meal, the increased stomach volume and pressure can make reflux more likely. This isn't about water specifically being acidic or harmful. It's about volume and timing. A full stomach, combined with the horizontal position of lying down, creates more opportunity for stomach contents, including water, to move in the wrong direction. The real-life pattern looks like this. Someone notices a burning sensation or a sour taste shortly after going to bed, assumes it's something they ate at dinner, and never connects it to the large glass of water they drank right as they climbed in. Spacing fluid intake further from bedtime and avoiding large volumes right before lying down often reduces this significantly. Number 5. The compounding effect of repeated sleep disruption on long-term health. Here's where everything we've discussed connects back to the bigger picture. A single night of fragmented sleep from a bathroom trip is not a significant health event, but research increasingly shows that chronic, repeated sleep fragmentation, the kind that happens night after night for years, is associated with measurable effects on blood pressure regulation, blood sugar control, and cardiovascular risk over time. This connects back to something we've discussed in other videos, the body's natural nighttime blood pressure dip, which depends on consolidated, uninterrupted sleep to function properly. So the concern here was never really about a single glass of water on a single night. It's about a habit, repeated for years, that quietly fragments sleep in a way the body doesn't fully recover from, night after night. Here's the surprising insight I saved for last. The solution isn't to drink less water overall. In fact, underhydration is a far more common and dangerous problem in adults over 60 than nighttime water ever is, since the thirst sensation naturally weakens with age. The actual solution that sleep researchers and physicians recommend is front-loading your hydration. Drink the majority of your daily water intake earlier in the day, gradually tapering in the few hours before bed, rather than cutting fluids off abruptly or drinking a large volume right at bedtime. This way, you maintain excellent hydration while minimizing the disruption to your sleep. A small sip of water at the bedside for a dry mouth is very different from a full glass consumed right before lying down. Context and volume matter more than the simple presence of water near bedtime. Here are 3 smart questions to bring to your next appointment. Given my health history, is there a recommended fluid timing pattern that would benefit me specifically? Could my nighttime bathroom trips be related to a treatable condition, rather than just fluid intake? Are there other factors, like medications, that might be contributing to nighttime urination for me? Let me leave you with this. Water is one of the most important tools you have for healthy aging. Nothing about today's video should make you afraid of it. The goal is simply smarter timing, front-loading your hydration earlier in the day so your body and your sleep can do what they're designed to do overnight. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you find yourself waking up at night? Has adjusting your fluid timing ever made a difference for you? Leave your question in the comments. Each week, I bring your real questions to specialist doctors, and yours could be featured in an upcoming video. And tell me what topic you want next. This channel exists for you. If this video helped you, please subscribe. Every week I share research-backed health insights you won't find in a 10-minute doctor's visit. This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace advice from your personal physician.